Alright, got an exciting video today. We're going to cover the second leg of the first knockout round in the Champions Cup. We're playing Bayern Leverkusen at home. As you can see, we drew 1-1 away against them, and then we had a 1-1 draw away against Fiorentina in Serie A, 4-2 home win against Atalanta, and then a 2-1 away win at Lazio. That was actually a pretty quality victory because I think they were like 8th or so. So we're still a little further down the table than I'd like, but we're within striking distance of the top 3. And we've got a decent buffer against the 6th place team, and then a really solid buffer against the 7th place team, and so on from there. We've got an interesting run of games coming up, so hopefully we can push ourselves back into the top 3. I think we have a game against Inter this month that I'll probably cover. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get to our squad selection screen here. Alright, here's our team selection for today. We're going to go with a little more attacking mentality. We're in a control mentality. I've got a lot more attacking coming from my wingbacks. We're going to go and look to hit early crosses, and we're going to float crosses. I notice Leverkusen gives up a lot of goals from the left flank, so we're going to exploit the left flank. I've gone ahead and taken off tighter marking because we've given up a lot of goals, most of our goals through balls, so hopefully this will help my defense set back just a little more. Anyway, I'm playing a pretty solid lineup here. The only problem I've got right now is Diawara is injured. He's out for between 10 days and 2 weeks, so not too long, but I don't really have a great ball-winning midfielder. Besic is just back now from an injury, and he's still not fully match fit, only 68% match fitness, so I might have to sub him on. And then Omar El Kaddouri is also just coming off an injury, and we'll have to make sure he's in good shape as well coming off, so he'll probably come off the bench late. We're going to play Milkman and Target Man role, probably sub on. Well, Boubacar's unregistered for this match, so I guess I won't be subbing him on. Well, we'll hope Milkman plays well, and we're giving Niang a chance to start today. So, actually, I think I'll swap that out. I value Niang's ability to play striker in case Milkman's sucking, so I'm going to go ahead and start with Callejon in there, and now I've got Niang on the bench where he can sub in left, right, or center as striker. And we'll go ahead and submit the team here. Besic is got, you know, not great match fitness, so we'll probably have to sub him off early in the second half, but hopefully he'll play well enough to get us up here. I would love to start out ahead of them. I'm going to go ahead and send my assistant. Mr. Manager doesn't like being interrupted in the tunnel. So we're going to go ahead and continue to the opposition instructions. Apply the advice to team. Brant, most of their goals come from the right side, so I'm going to go ahead and yeah, I'm actually going to leave that. What I am going to go ahead and do is go into my player tactics, and I'm going to give him instructions to Julian Brandt. And I'm going to have him, yeah, there we go. So I've given Insigne the role to track back a little bit more, so he's going to be running a lot this game, so I might actually have to sub him out. But he's going to be tracking back to help reduce some of my issues with potential issues with crosses. Otherwise, I think we're pretty good. And we'll see who ends up being more dangerous up front, and then we'll probably close them down specifically. Let's go ahead and go to the pep talk. I'm going to be very assertive with them. There we go. Alright, the offense seemed motivated. I'm going to tell the defenders give me a solid defensive effort out there. I really want the defense to be able to function on their own. And we'll go ahead and start the match now. Make sure we're on extended highlights. Yep. Alright, so we're in blue today. Ooh. Boy, I hope Bessick doesn't get a yellow card straight away. Oh, that's good. He kind of kicked that guy right in the shin. Alright. Pinging it around a little bit. Crossing it in. Nothing doing. Insigne takes a shot, gets close. Calhoun whips it back in. Hamsik knocks it down, and then now we have to watch out for the counter, which is cut out the first time by my center back, Kayube, and they cut it out a couple more times. So we managed to resist a counter there pretty well. Nice cut out by Haisage. Let's see if he can play it forward here. Homfist has got Insigne through. Let's see if Insigne can get it across to Milkman, who puts it on target, but Leno with a nice save. That was a good movement, though. I like what I'm seeing so far, 11 minutes in. We don't have as much possession as I would like, but we've had a couple, it wasn't probably a clear-cut chance, but it looked pretty good to me. I gotta make sure I show half chances here. There we go. Half chances. Throw crosses completed. Uh-oh. That was not a good start. They just pulled my defense right apart. That's where it'd be nice to have a really good CDM, because this missed tackle is what causes it all. Raul Albiol gets caught a little too far forward there. That's frustrating. Well, let's see what Milkman can do. Oh, come on, baby! Yes! Milkman didn't mean that. That's about how his goals typically go. Milkman gets in the way of a clearance and bumblefucks his way to a goal. Nice job, Milkman. Alright, well that makes me feel a little better. But they've got an away goal, so it's 2-2 on aggregate. Both of us have an away goal. The bad news is that a draw doesn't put us through if they score again. A draw takes us to extra time now. A 0-0 draw would have put us through on away goals, but now it looks like any future goals, the advantage goes to them moving forward. Nice clearance by Albiol. Let's see if we can get him on a counterattack here. Good movement by Callion. Move it into Haisage, who overlapped, or underlapped rather. Oh, nice pass, Milkman. Good job. Milkman set that goal up really well. I was worried he was going to piddle with it a little too much. Haisage crosses it into Milkman here. Milkman pulls it down, does the smart thing because there's 3 defenders on him, passes it across to the open man, and Humfist who followed him into the box, is rewarded with a goal. Alright. Nice. Come on. Oh! Now the only downside here, I'm a little tempted to drop back. I think I'm going to just drop back to standard, and I'm just going to check my yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drop back to standard. I do want to keep the pressure on them and stay pretty close to my normal tactics here, but the problem is if they score again, they'll have the away goal advantage. So we really need to might need to lock it down on defense in the second half. I'm going to go ahead and give them a pep talk right now too. I'm going to tell them all to show some passion. Insigne hits the corner in. Almost had a good chance there, not quite. It's a little surprising to see another team controlling possession against us. Nice! Oh, almost. Now watch out for the counter here. Alright, nothing doing there. They've controlled the possession pretty well, but we're doing well putting our shots on target. Alright, so we're at halftime. We got a guard against complacency, boys. I'm going to go ahead and go to my tactical overview, and I'm going to go ahead and shift to our 4-3-1. Have Besic defend, Orino support. And then we're going to check some instructions here. We're going to go ahead and exploit the left flank. We're going to be more disciplined. We're going to take off that tighter marking. And I think that should do it. And then we're going to go ahead and start the second half now. Let's see how Jose Callejon hasn't really done anything. I'm going to sub on I'm going to go ahead and sub on Niang right now and put him into a support winger role. And put him into Insigne into an attacking role. Alright, I like this setup. It's going to help us be a little more defensive. Because again, they've got the advantage. If they score another goal, even though we're tied, it'll put them through on away goals. Nice, Insigne coming back to win that ball because I had him on man marking on Brandt. Great job by Insigne to come back and win that back. Almost got a breakaway there. Alright, they're kind of pedaling it around, which worries me because we tend to get unlocked pretty easily through the center. But Homsick wins it back, hits Niang on a break. Milkman over to, come on, over to Insigne. Oh! Boy, that was a good-looking counterattack, and we couldn't get anything out of it. If Milkman would have seen Insigne a little earlier, I think. Insigne was uncovered in the box. There you go. Cross it in. Niang, come on, baby. Oh, almost. Niang almost put it away on the back post. All right, I am feeling pretty confident with how the game's looking right now. As long as we can managed to withstand any counterattacks going forward. Cross it over to Haisaj. Whip it in, Haisaj. There you go, Milkman. Oh, and Milkman, again, with his just awful finishing, manages to dick the dog and not score. But I guess I can't really be too hard on him this game. He's got one goal already, even if it was a little bit of an accident. Uh-oh. This is not good. Oh, good job, Rania. Boy. But yeah, Milkman's got a goal and an assist. The assist was pretty. The goal was a clusterfuck, but hey, he scored. Oof. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and sub Besic off right now because I'm going to go ahead and throw on Kaduri. And I might swap them around here in just a second. Yeah, I need to swap them. There you go. Horino's not great at it, but he can play a little bit of defend. El Kaduri will be a pretty decent little player up front. That's two of our subs, so we'll go ahead and confirm that. Let me just view my stats real quick here. Overall, I think we're playing pretty well. It's interesting to see the possession battle is so even, but we're definitely winning on the chances and shots metrics. We're doing well winning our headers too, which almost makes me want to play a little bit more direct. I'm going to just go to mixed passing since we're doing so well on headers. It'll be just slightly more direct than our usual. Not pumping the ball into the box or anything like that, but this kind of slow build-up play makes me really nervous. It's what we're very susceptible to, but Pepe Reina's there. That was their first technical half chance of the game, even though they've obviously scored on us already. And a corner here. Milkman hits it back into the box. Oh, how did we not finish that? Homfist so close. Alright, another corner. I'm a little worried about getting up counters off of these corners. Flick it back in, Yang. That's good, that's good. Now we're going to go all the way now to defensive. And I'm going to give a team touchline talk. Calm. And I'm just going to tell them to concentrate, boys. Got a couple players who are looking nervous. Let's see if I can start wasting time a little bit, boys. Yeah, otherwise I think we're pretty solid. Get it through to Milkman. Milkman gets a shot on goal and Milkman puts it away. I think we should be safe now. Milkman is the hero of the day, my friends. First of all, he wins the header off the goal kick to even get us into that situation in the first place. Knocks it down for Insigne. Insigne plays it through to my center midfielders who team up, Homfist and El Kaduri, to set up Milkman for a goal. Unless we give up 2 goals here in the last couple minutes, we should be set. And we'll be moving on in the Champions League into the second round of knockout play. Oh, good job, Kayubi. Get it out of there, boys. Oh! A little nerve-wracking, but we've only got 2 minutes left and we've got a 2-goal lead, so I think we should be set. This is been a pretty exciting match. I'm going to yell passionately for these boys. We're going to go ahead and go to the post-match analysis. As you can see, we had a little bit more possession than Leverkusen, but not our typical 60%. We did really well offensively, I think. 10 shots on target, very solid game. Man of the match was Milkman. He had 2 key passes, 2 goals, and an assist. One of his goals was really good. The other goal was kind of a bumblefuck, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. Let's go ahead and see our player ratings. So let's go ahead and look here. Milkman had a 9.1. Besic and Callahan were 6.5, but they were subbed off pretty early. Besic didn't really play all that well. Insigne had a 7.6 rating. He gave the defense a handful all game, and he did a good job tracking back to play defense too. So I'll have to use that more often. If they have dangerous outside midfielders, I'll have to make sure I man mark with my wingers. Humfist had a goal and an assist. Also a very good game from him. Niang came on and played pretty well. He looked dangerous, which was nice. Kaduri played pretty well for a little short bit there. And then obviously the defense played very well, generally speaking. They were all over 7.0 ratings. Nobody really accumulated any yellow cards. Besic had 1, but the defense did very well keeping clean that match for me, so I didn't have to worry about making any subs or picking up a second yellow card. Here's the summary for us. Gulam completed 0% of his crosses, so that was a minus. Same thing with Niang. Besic with 6 fouls was a little tough, but the rest of these guys had pretty good stuff going on. You can see we held the ball in the middle of the park quite a bit, a little bit on the right wing. Their distribution was kind of interesting. They were attacking through this kind of left midfield spot quite a bit. I wish I'd have looked at that at halftime. There's our action zones. Let's do this for the overall game. Napoli held the ball for 35% in the middle of the field. 10% of our possession was on the opposition's half, whereas only 7% of the opposition of their possession was in our half. We built the ball through the middle most often, but we also played the ball through the left quite a bit. They built the ball through the middle mostly, and then through the right. And this is where judging the pre-match stats, most of their assists came from the right, and that's why I assigned Lorenzo Insigne to come back and mark that midfielder as well. So he was basically double teamed all game, and I think we really took their right wing out of the match for the most part. That was pretty cool. We'll go ahead and go to the players here. Milkman had a number of shots. That was kind of cool. That was good to see him really getting in the game. Key passes. Besic had 1. Homsick had a couple. Insigne had 1. Milkman had 2. And El Kadori had 1. That was the one that set up Milkman for his assist. Here's a couple assists. 1 from Homsick, and there was the assist from Milkman. Go ahead and show crosses here. Events. So Haisaj completed most of our crosses. And Insigne from the other side completed a bunch of crosses. I guess the corners count as completed crosses though too. So we put in a good number of crosses. Having 10 crosses get completed is pretty solid. Now let's see what their crosses look like. I'm really interested to see where was that guy that I guarded. He was subbed off, Brandt. Julian Brandt was one of their leading assist players, and he only had a single cross intercepted. Let's see what his ratings were in general. Julian Brandt, he only had a 6.5 rating overall. So we were able to limit him pretty well. He was one of their, like I said, leading assist men. Go back to our players one more time here. I'm going to go ahead and show key headers. Sorry, you got to switch back to us. Aerial challenges. Our key headers, Albiol and Kayube, both obviously did very well in that regard. Tackles, Albiol had a key tackle. Didn't have that many tackles total. That was kind of interesting. Interceptions, we'll check out. Both of my center backs had over 10 interceptions. Haisaj with 9 as well. We didn't miss a lot of interceptions, so we did very well intercepting the ball. Now let's go ahead and take a look at mistakes. Who had the most mistakes? Haisaj had a couple. Kayube had 1. Albiol had 0. Gulam had 2. So nobody was really terrible mistakes-wise for us. I'm interested to see who made the mistakes for Leverkusen. Dragovic probably made the most mistakes with 5 total, including one that led to a goal. Anyways, yeah, we'll go ahead and leave the match. We're going to go forward. Our fans are going to be very excited with that. It'll be interesting to see who we play next. I'm going to go ahead and send my assistant coach. We were made $6.72 million. That's always helpful. I'm going to praise Milkman. And then we're going to continue. So Milkman's hot right now. That'll be fun. We'll be able to get him in. Milkman and Luan are both hot, so I'll be able to play both of them, hopefully, more going forward. I'm going to just hit continue and get to the match breakdown. All right. I got lots of scouting reports. Ooh, new intake of youth players too. That'll be fun. Post-match analysis is what I'll cover here. Let's see here. Obviously, Milkman had the best performance. Besic had the worst performance, as we've already kind of gone over that. Focus of our attack was central. Milkman to Hamsik was our tightest passing network. See, we played a little more, yeah, very typical breakdown for us. We played less long passes, I would say, than we normally do, and probably a little bit more short passes. We typically play mostly medium, so cool. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're going to move into the second round of the knockouts. That should be pretty fun. We'll see who we end up playing against.